Good morning. It is Saturday, the 7th of January 2017. So I want to talk to y'all for a few minutes here on why you need to market your business like a MoFo. Okay? I am having some conversations with guys, with peoples like you, who are griping and complaining that their business isn't growing. They're griping and complaining that they can't keep good people. And the common denominator when I have these conversations with people is they're not aggressively marketing their business. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about the importance of marketing your business. Now, everyone goes, yeah, I got to do marketing and this, that. Well, one of the things I see in the trades all the time, hey, Dan Sherwood, I hope you're feeling better, man. I know you're sick as a dog. One of the things that I see tradespeople do more than any other industry is we say things like, well, I get all my work, from word of mouth. And we wear this like as a badge of honor, okay? And I've been in business for 8 years, 4 years, 12 years, whatever. And I've never had to do any marketing because it's always word of mouth. Well, that, my friend, is the problem, because if you are not creating a marketing and lead generating system for your business, you're screwed. Because word of mouth is not a strategy. Word of mouth is not a marketing plan. Word of mouth is not predictable. Yes, you should get a butt ton of leads from word of mouth and referrals if you're providing a great experience and a great product. All right? But you can't count on it. You can't count on it. It's not a predictable system. In fact, Dan Sherwood, who I just gave a shout out to and wished him well here a minute ago, Dan has it dialed in his business, his painting business on the East Coast, that he knows exactly how many direct mailers he needs to send out in order to get the phone ring to sell X amount of dollars. That is a system. That's something that somebody can actually buy from him someday when he's ready to sell. All right, so I want to talk about why you need to market your business. A few things. First thing is, listen, I think it was Mark Cuban that said, if you don't have any sales, you don't have a company. So you need to market so that you can sell shit. Okay? I mean, it's that simple. Leads are oxygen for your business. All right? And if you want to make more sales, you have to market the dang business. All right? Marketing can mean a lot of things. And I'm not talking about just, throwing out some advertising and calling up the Yelp dude or the Google guy and all this other garbage. Marketing can mean and does mean a lot of things. So, which leads to the second reason that you need to be marketing is it increases awareness. Okay, I'm 47 years old, and since I can remember, I've been seeing frickin' Charmin and Tide commercials on TV forever. Okay, well, they're big enough. There's word of mouth, right? No, the deal is if you're out of sight, you're out of mind. So if you want to increase your business, you have to be top of mind. And the only way to do that is to continually be in front of your clients. My God, with Facebook and all the stuff that we have now and social media, it's easier than ever and cheaper than ever to stay in front of people. So I want you to think of marketing as telling a story. All right? That's what building a brand is. It's telling a story. And when people see your name, okay, like right now, I'm going to say a business name and something's going to pop into your head. All right, ready? Here we go. Yugo. You older people will know that one. Something popped into your brain. Mercedes. Something else just popped into your brain. Walmart. I see really strange people in my head because that's the story that's being told. And I think cheap. Nordstrom, Sullivan Steakhouse, Outback Steakhouse. What story is flashing through your client's mind or through a prospect's mind when they see your business? So the reason that you need to market your business online, offline, and everything in between with shirts and whatever, is brand recognition. There is safety in a brand. So when a customer who doesn't know what painter or landscaper to use or carpenter to hire or handyman to hire, when they see Buck's Handyman Service, or then they see Handyman Connection, that's I think a national franchise, and they got, trucks and they have a real website and things like that, I'm going to roll the dice and hire this one if I don't know the difference between the two people, because there's safety in the brand. Okay, I eat at McDonald's like once a year. We were out of the country. We were in China, adopted my daughter several years ago, and was there for 2 weeks. I never, like I said, maybe once a year I eat at McDonald's. I'll get their coffee once or twice a week, but I don't eat the food there. I turned the corner in Guangzhou, China, and boom, there were the golden arches, and I was like, safety in the brand. I'm going to go there and eat. I'm sure there were a bunch of other places that were way better food and way healthier in China and all this other stuff, but I couldn't read the language. I didn't know where to go. I couldn't ask people where to eat. So I went where I felt safe. And so the more visible that you are, the more eyeballs that you have, the more attention that you are bringing onto your business through marketing, the more sales you are going to make, okay? When you market and you track it, you're going to be able to do a couple things. You're going to be able to create an ideal client profile, because the more leads that you have coming in, the more data that you're going to be able to collect, and the more you're going to realize what your ideal client looks like. So years ago, back in Chicago, my painting company, through the years, our ideal client was the wife of a transferred executive who was being transferred from the East Coast to Chicago area. That was our ideal client, because they had money. They thought the prices in Chicago were cheap compared to the East Coast. They respected what we did. She respected what we did, because we were getting her new house ready to turn into a home for her and her family. And the relocation company was coming with all the stuff, and there were deadlines, and all these things made her our ideal client. So we would market to her. We would use our copywriting and our website and our direct mail pieces to new homeowners and this and that. We would tailor it to that ideal client persona. Excuse me. So you'll discover, what works and what doesn't work. You got to track this stuff. Kind of talked about this a minute ago, but again, you will build a powerful brand. Okay. You are not selling a paint job or a deck or a landscape or a pond. You're not selling that. You are selling a story. Okay. So invest in creating a brand. I'm not going to say any more on that because I've said enough. All right, two other reasons, a couple other reasons that I really want to touch on here of why you need to market your business. When you market your business consistently, you will even out the ups and downs of lead flow and seasonal crap. Now listen, if you're a contractor, you've got seasonal fluctuations, right? It's inevitable. But I'd rather, instead of going from here down to here, I'd rather go from here to here in sales and lead flow in my slow season, if possible. And the way that you even that out is you market every day. There's really two things that you should be doing in your business every single day of the year, 365. One is marketing for new customers, and two is marketing for new employees. Okay? So I know we're not talking about employees this time, but if there's two things you should be doing every single day, it's you try to get new customers and you're looking for new employees. And when you got a constant flow of both of those coming in, your business can grow. You'll have enough work and you'll have enough people. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Second reason, final reason that I think you need to market your business consistently is it will help you keep people. Okay? I mean, give me a heart or something on here if you have a struggle finding people. Like what I just said. Just hit a like because I can't see the comments right now for some reason. Okay, there's probably a delay. Yeah, I don't know how I read all this. It's not working here. Either you don't like what I just said and don't agree with it, or it's a really long delay. All right, one person. All right, well, I'm going to assume you all liked what I just said. All right. There we go. Now they're coming in. If you want to keep good people, You have to remember that winners are only going to stay in a damn business where there's a clear future and a path for them to win more in their life and in their career. And if every damn year you have these slow periods and you don't have work coming in, I used to be there, guys. I would be there sitting with my crew. We'd pull our whole company together and we go, well, we're in a spotty time right now. That was the word that we used. We used spotty. What we were really saying is we're screwed. We don't have anything for the next couple weeks. And so if you need to go wash dishes somewhere, go do it. Winners aren't going to stay in a company like that. And until I embraced marketing my business and spending a shitload of money on it, what I thought was a buttload of money at the time, until I did that and tracked my leads and knew where all this stuff was coming from, and I really focused on building a brand, I had a lot of turnover in my business. But an amazing thing happened. The more I marketed, the more my people stayed there because there's safety in the brand. There's safety in the brand for the customer, and there's safety in the brand for your employees. All right? The other cool thing is when you're marketing your business consistently, remember, what happens when we market? We have more sales, right? And when we have more sales and we have more leads coming in, you can raise your prices, and in turn, you can offer benefits to your employees. You can pay them more. You can give them security and give them a better life. And every winter, they don't have to worry about being laid off or whatever it is. My God, you're going to keep your people. So if you want to solve your employee issue, I'm speaking next month at a few different events on the West Coast. And one of my main topics is how to build a kick-ass team. Well, the number one way you build a kick-ass team, you guys, is you make more money. And you can't make more money if you're not marketing. I talked to a guy yesterday. He's been in business 10, 12 years. He did just under $500,000 of revenue this year. Good for him. And he made a solid profit, just under 50% gross profit on all his work. Good for him. But he's having a hard time keeping people. And guys are leaving. And I said, well, what are you doing for marketing? Well, I don't really market my business. It's all word of mouth. Guys, if that's you, you got to change it. All right. So some of you might be going, if you have a question, type it in here and hopefully I'll get it. All right. I want to address any questions you have. But one of the questions I get is, how much money should I spend in marketing? Okay. Way back in the day, before social media and all this other stuff, there were these rules of thumb. And it was like, if you're a new business, and you're going to come out of the gate and be really aggressive, you want to be 7 to 10% of your annual revenues. So if you want to sell $1 million, you'd have to market, you have to spend 70 to 100 grand on marketing. Okay. If you were an older established business with a brand, you might only have to spend 3% on marketing because people already know you and there's safety in that and they're already seeking you out. So it really depends on the season of your business. Now I also throw away all those percentages because it depends. And that's why you have to track your leads. Every freaking lead, okay? Every lead. Every time the phone rings, every time somebody fills something out, every time somebody reaches out to you on social media, you have to track it. And you put it in a spreadsheet, you put it in a CRM. I use Estimate Rocket. Okay, if you want to be hooked up with a good deal with Estimate Rocket, email me at tom@motorhard.com and I'll hook you up. All right, they're great people there, and you can put your bids and your proposals and your work orders, and it tracks your leads, tracks your sales by salesperson, by lead source, all this other stuff if you enter the data in correctly and consistently, okay? And it's cloud-based, your people can use it. So there's my pitch for them. If you're not tracking your leads, then I can't answer the question of how much money you should be spending on your marketing. I just can't, all right? So let's pretend that you have been tracking your leads. Take my credit card bill. Yes, Gina's my bookkeeper. In case you don't know, I will go through and answer your questions that you asked me 2 weeks ago to do. All right. So here's the deal. I did this before on another live video here. It's probably scroll through the videos and you'll find it. But let's say your sales goal is $500,000. Okay? And your average job size is $5,000. Okay? So somebody math for me. What's $500,000 divided by $5,000? It's 100, right? You need 100 jobs. So you divide what your sales goal is by your average job size, and I need 100 jobs in order to have a shot. Now, some jobs are going to be $3 grand, some are going to be 15 grand, but when it all shakes out, okay, when it all shakes out, I know that I need an average of 100 jobs at $5,000 a job in order to hit a $500,000 sales goal if in our hypothetical situation here. Well, now, how many leads do I need? Well, if you're not tracking your frickin' leads and your closing rate, then you're screwed. Then we don't know. We're guessing. But let's say I sell, for the sake of math here, and I don't have my calculator. Let's say I sell 50%. I sell 50% of my jobs, or of my leads. So for every 10 times the phone rings, that would mean that I sell 5 jobs. Okay, so let's see if, I know there's a delay here. So if I need to sell 100 jobs and my closing rate is 50%, how many total leads does this hypothetical business need? I'll wait. I'll sip my coffee for our 30 seconds here while there's a delay. Oops. There we go. Terry said 200. Ding, 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 you win. Okay? All right. So I need 200 leads in the new year if I want to hit 500K, and if my job size stays at $5 grand, and if I maintain at least a 50% closing rate. Okay? So in this situation, let's say that I'll always sell 50% and it'll never be less than $5 grand. Well, then I need 200 leads, because half of 200, 50% would be 100 jobs. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Well, what do I need to spend on marketing? Well, when you're not tracking your leads, you guys, and you don't know where they're coming from and when they turn into money, I don't know where to spend any more money. I don't know where to turn the faucet on and turn it off in other places. You know, if you're spending $5,000 a year on Angie's List and you get one job a year for $300, you probably don't want to do Angie's List anymore. But if you're not, oh, Terry's getting all technical with slippage. All right, yeah, but we could also work upsells into this too, and you could need in bracketing, and then your job size will go from $5 grand to $5,500 and all that good stuff. But anyway, let's keep it simple. We don't want to confuse people. All right, so. Man, you totally threw me off. I was on a roll, man. What I was about to say was going to be totally brilliant. All right. If you're tracking your leads, and if I know that on average, if I spend, let's do this. If I'm going to spend $20,000 a year, if I spent $20,000 a year on marketing, let's just pick a number, okay? And I got 200 leads. All right, and I got 200 leads. What is my cost per lead? Not the sales. Don't worry about. But I spent 20 grand and I got 200 leads. What is my cost per lead, everybody? I'm gonna pull up. Anyone? Anyone? I know we have a delay. So my cost per lead is $100. There you go, Dan, thanks. $100 a lead. That's what it costs me to get in the batter's box. Actually, not even get on the frickin' phone with somebody. That's for them to call and leave me a message, say they want to bid, or send an email, or fill out a form. Okay? So that means if we're going into the new year, and I know that my cost per lead was $100 last year, and I need 200 leads this year, I know I'm going to need to spend $20,000, okay, to get that. Playing the averages. Now, obviously, back to our word of mouth stuff, the more client referrals that you have, and the better experience that you provide, and the more repeat business that you have, okay, that costs a lot less to win a customer, okay? Much less than $100, okay? Sometimes zero, right? Neighbor at a barbecue, oh my God, your house looks great. You know, who'd you hire for the landscaping, you know? Oh, we hired Dan Auk, man. You got to call this guy. He's awesome. That's free, you guys. Maybe it costs you, you send a gift card to the customer or the person who referred you or whatever, but you got to track that stuff. So then my cost per lead is going down, which is good, which is why you want to have a balance of referral and past client work. But if you're not continually feeding into the business new prospects, new leads, new customers, okay? Now I'm going to make you guys do some more math. Let's pretend I want to do an additional $100,000 of sales. Okay, so let's say last year I did 500 grand, I had 200 leads, 5 grand was my average job size, did 100 jobs, 50% closing rate. If I want to do $600,000 this year, that's an additional 100 grand. How many more, I want you to type in here, how many more leads and jobs do I need this year, and how much more money will I need to spend in general on marketing? All right, so go ahead and work that out. I'm going to work it out here. Okay, sorry it's all backwards, Dominic. That's just what Facebook does to me. See if I turn this, now you're looking at what I got. Sorry. All right, so 100 grand more work divided by my average job size says that I need this many more jobs. If I were really talented, I would write backwards for you. And if my closing rate is still 50%, I would divide the number of jobs by 0.50, and I would need this many leads times my average cost per lead based on the historical data that I have in my business, right? Okay, equals this. All right, I'm going to give it another minute. I'm assuming because of the delay, some of you are mathing right now, okay? Average job size is 5 grand, Dan. Closing rate is 50%. You sell 50% of your leads, and you want to do an additional $100,000 this year. That is our scenario. Efrain, you got it, my man. You need 40 more leads, okay, in order to sell 20 more jobs. And this is how we got it. Now, that's backwards again, but bear with me. We want to do 100 grand more, okay? $100,000 increase divided by our average job size of $5,000 gives us, I need 20 more jobs this year. That's another job every, 2.2 weeks or something. It's one more project throughout the year. 20 jobs divided by our closing rate of 50%, 20 divided by 0.50 says based on my history, I'm going to need 40 more leads. And those 40 leads times my $100 or so average cost per lead is a $4,000 increase in what I'm going to have to spend in marketing above what I spent last year. So if last year I spent 20 grand to do the 500 grand, this year I'm going to have to spend 24 grand based on the history to do another $100,000 in sales. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense to you guys. I apologize, it's backwards. I probably should have set up the tripod and flipped it around, but then I couldn't see the comments and stuff like that. All right, guys, you got I'm such a dork. You got to market your business like a MoFo, okay? Don't rely on word of mouth. Word of mouth is great. I love word of mouth. In fact, I believe that if at least 50% of your leads, if at least half your leads aren't word of mouth and past customers, then you're not providing a great experience and you're losing out, okay? So I'm all for word of mouth, but word of mouth is not a system. It's really not a system, okay? You can't bank on it. So track your leads, track your sales. Every time that phone rings and you answer that phone, hey, In fact, I'll role play it for you. Hi, we'd like to get a bid for a patio in our backyard. Hey, awesome. I really appreciate you reaching out to us. Can I ask you a couple questions? Sure. Well, first, I'm just curious how you heard about us. How'd you find us? Oh, we were, that's this person now. Yeah, well, you guys were down the street at one of our neighbor's house, and we saw your trucks in the driveway, and you were there for a few days, and, we just thought we'd give you guys a call. Oh, that's cool. I really appreciate you taking the time to call. And now I'm going to go into my normal pre-qualification. Well, guess what I'm doing? I'm taking some notes there. I'm going, saw a truck, saw a yard sign. Maybe they say, oh, I went online. Oh, really? Hey, listen, I spent a lot of money online. Would you mind sharing with me what you typed in there or where you found me online? Was it Google? Was it social media? Yes, Tim, marijuana is legal. Not sure where that came from, but why? Should I smoke it? Because I don't. Guys, you got to track this stuff, and you write it down, and you might realize, there was a guy back in Chicago. He had a window company. Every spring, and this is a great idea. So here, if you've hung out this long, this is your bonus information. This is cool. He owned this town of about 150,000 people. It was in Naperville area, Naperville, Wheaton, Glen Ellen, Lisle, all that area of the Chicago suburbs, okay? It was probably 500,000 people now with all those towns. Every spring, his biggest marketing push was yard signs, and he would call every customer that he's ever done work for or send them a letter or an email, however he reached out to them. There's thousands of them. And he would say, hey, from the week of March 15th through April 15th, I'd like to put a yard sign, one of our yard signs in your yard, and in return, I'll give you a $25, Visa gift card. Okay? He had probably, 500, 700, 1,000 yard signs, all within a 2-week period at the same time in these communities. You could not drive anywhere without seeing this guy's yard sign. He was a window guy. And that was his main marketing push, because he got most of his business, because he tracked it. He knew he got most of his business from his yard signs. Yes, he had a website, and yes, he did some other things and some networking and those other types of things, but his number one source, because he tracked it for years, was yard signs. So he's like, well, hey, I'm going to double down, and it was like a big zit, he just put all these yard signs in this 2-week period, and boom, it just exploded into the community. And he got hundreds of leads every stinking year because he understood what that was. And listen, if he had 1,000 of those puppies out there and he was dropping $25 on a Visa gift card, he's dropping 25 grand a year. And I want to say it was a $4 to $5 million business somewhere in there. Might even been like a $10 million business. I don't remember. Okay. But he'd been around for 20 years and he had built this brand and everyone knew the company. Okay. So you got to market your business like a MoFo. All right, you need to be obsessed with it. If you're not going to be obsessed with it, and that doesn't mean you do everything. It just means you as the leader from the top down, okay? You have to be committed to this. It might mean you hire somebody. It might mean that you outsource it. Well, that would be hiring somebody, right? Well, you hire somebody in-house. You outsource it. You do it yourself. I don't care what it is, but if you as the leader are not obsessed with marketing your business, then frickin' quit. You should quit. Seriously. Quit the business if you're not going to be obsessed with marketing, because there's too much stress, there's too many ups and downs, too many headaches with people and money and all that stuff. So don't be a business owner if you're not going to be obsessed with marketing your business. All right, last thing. I keep having a last thing, don't I? If you are a service business that has been in business for more than 2 years, okay? If you are a contractor that's been in business for more than 2 years and you do not have at least 400 leads a year coming in, you're not doing your job. personal conviction. There's no data behind this. That's just my feeling on the thing. That means I'm not putting out signs. I'm not knocking doors around the houses I'm working on. I'm not prospecting. I'm not driving down the road and seeing a building that is all jacked up and pulling in and going, hey, I'm Tom, you should know me. Okay? It means I'm not creating content in our social media world here that allows us to grab a phone and do a video and bring people behind the scenes and go, hey, check this out. You know, we're going to be painting this house over the next couple days. It's white right now. We're excited to put some bold colors here. We're going to give you some progress checks, and you share that story online. That's free. Guys, if you don't have at least 400 leads, all right, so if I go 400 leads divided by 365 days in the year, that's 1.095 leads a day. You're going to tell me that you're going to be a business owner and you don't have a lead a day? That's pathetic, all right? I challenged my one-on-one clients this year to triple their lead flow. Okay? And for some of them, it's 1,000 leads. It's 1,500 leads. Okay? Imagine if the phone rang 2,000 times for you. First of all, you're going, oh my God, I couldn't keep up. Well, that's the point. That's how you build your team and scale your business. Okay? So if your phone's ringing 2,000 times a year because you're out here hustling and you're tracking your leads and you know where to spend your money, you have to hire somebody else to help you grow your business. And that's how you scale from 200 grand a year to 500 grand a year to $1 million a year to $4 million a year. All right? So make a huge goal. In fact, I want you to post in this link, if you've been on this call or this call or whatever it is, post what your 2017 leads goal is. Not sales goal, not number of jobs goal, how many leads you want to bring into the business. I would love, if you're watching this live or you're watching this later, post in the comments below. And bonus for you if you know how many leads you had last year. So if you want, actually that'd be great. If you posted like 100/300, 100 would be 2016, 300 would be the goal for 2017 or whatever. I would love to see that if you could do that. So Tim Trammell, he just said 1,250. I'm assuming that's your goal. All right. So Tim, if you have 1,250 leads coming in the business, how much revenue are you going to do this year? Tim's a pond guy down in Oklahoma, does a lot of servicing of water features and things like that. So if Tim gets 1,250, is 823 your 2016 number, I think? Okay, don't have a number. Double what I had last year would be great. All right, Dominic, I don't know what that means. You don't have a number from last year? If you don't have a number from last year, then you don't know how to double it, right? So, all right, so Tim's going to do 500 grand if he has that many leads coming in, just because that's the average, guys. And you're playing the numbers, and it's a system. And you know what? Some years you might be at the projected closing rate. In some years, it might be lower, but your job size might be higher. There's so many different moving parts to this thing, okay? And that's why you have to track it. All right, either one. So, Dominic, what'd you do in revenue last year? I would start there. If you'd like to share it, share it. And then, what's your average job size? And then best guess, if you go on 10 estimates, how many are you selling? That's what I would start with. I would just go, okay, for every 10 I go, look at the last 10 bids that you went on. All right, you did 276. What's your average job size, and how many out of 10 do you sell? So I'm typing in my calculator here, 276 for Dominic, divided by average job size is... Maybe you all can see this. I just can't yet for whatever reason. Got an awesome zit right there, don't I? Look at that, man. Woke up with that today. Okay. Average job size, best guess. Do a lot of maintenance, 110. Average construction is 10 grand. All right, so Dominic, if I take $110,000 off of your 276, that means you're selling around $166,000 a year in construction. Divided by $10,000, that's around 16, 17 construction jobs at 10 grand a pop. Okay? So now, let's say, and give me your average close rate. You go on 10 construction bids. I'm going to round it up to 17 jobs. Ten construction bids. You sell how many? Elijah's asking a bit off topic. How do you guys find good guys to hire? Okay, Dominic, you're 50%. I'm in the pond service maintenance business. Yeah, so Elijah, I don't know if you were on the whole call here, but I actually touched on that. One of the ways you do it is you make more money. Because when you make more money and you have marketing in place, you have more leads, more jobs, and more of a future for good people. So that's one of the ways to do that. And you're building a brand, not just with your clients, but in the laborer or the labor industry. Okay, when you're marketing your business properly, and you're always business, painters and landscapers and pond guys that work out in the field, they talk to each other. They see each other at the store, you know, and they have conversations while they're waiting for their orders and things like that. Hey, you guys busy? Yeah, man, we're swamped. Okay, when that word gets out, people are going to be flocking to you. All right, so we were actually in a situation years ago where our guys would be in the paint stores, okay, excuse me, our guys would be in the paint stores waiting for, you know, picking up paint, and guys would be like, hey, man, you guys hiring? And our guys would look them up and down, and if they didn't look sharp, our guys would be like, no. But if they looked sharp, our guys would be like, yeah, here, call Tom. Okay? So this hiring thing we're going to talk about, because I don't think it's as hard as, especially in the landscape and pond industry. I think you guys have it really easy to find people. I really do. Painters are screwed. The level of skill needed to hire a good painter to come into a business and not fuck your business up is way higher than the general helper, laborer you need to train in the pond and landscape business. So I think you guys have it made, and so we'll talk about that in the future. All right, so back to Dominic. Dominic, you if you sold 17 construction projects last year, then you had roughly 34 to 35 construction leads, okay? So if you wanted to grow from $166,000 in construction to $250,000 in construction this year, divided by an average job of 10 grand, you need 25 jobs, minus the 17 that you did. You need an additional 8 jobs. Divide that by 0.5 if you're selling half. You need 16 more leads, brother. That's all you need. That's like a piece of cake. You know, what is that? That's 1.3 leads a month in addition to what you did last year in order for you to sell $250,000 in construction work. All right? So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so I know we bounced all over today. Bottom line, market your business like a MoFo. Be obsessed with it. And, you know, listen, there's 2 ways to go from here to here growing your business. All right? If you're 500 grand and you want to get to $1 million, 2 things need to happen. You need more leads and you need people. And they work together. They're not separate entities. The more you market, the more work you have coming in, the easier it will be to find people, okay? I would rather have way more work and not enough people than way more people and not enough work, all right? So with that, don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe to Tom Reber, all right? 2 reasons. The first reason is there's some good shit there, all right? And we're working hard to add a lot of value there and educate more contractors. Second reason is I have competition with somebody that I can grow my YouTube channel at a higher percentage than he can in a 3-month period, and I need to kick his ass. All right, we bet $1,000, and my assistant, my son Dakota, is my video guy, and he's helping grow in the channel. And if it's really a bonus for Dakota, so I want to get my son a bonus because he's gonna make another grand if we can beat this other guy. All right, so I need your help. So Tom Reber on YouTube. Appreciate you guys hanging out here today on a Saturday. Go have some coffee. I'm going to go for a quick hike in the beautiful mountains of Manitou Springs, Colorado. One last look. See, I'm about to go out there, so check this out. We're neck and neck right now, Tim. You check that out. I get to hike out in there, go up there later, go down there, have some fun. It's gorgeous today. It's snowing and I could wear my bikini because it's not even cold. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out, Motor Hard.